Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph. I've recently got into tiny games, which are just small versions of games we all know and love. But I needed a place to store them, and this is what I came up with. Let me show you how. I used all scrap 1.5-inch plywood that we had on hand. I'm making a box that will fit right under some greyhound art that I have, so I used the dimensions of that piece. I used a miter saw to get everything to the right size. I'm basically making a box within a box with one front piece to conceal it all. All the cuts have been made, and this is the scrap left over, which was all scrap to start with. The outside of the box will be painted dark to match the base of the artwork, but inside I wanted a pop of color, so I'm using a slanted pattern to add a rainbow design. I sectioned it off with painter's tape, then started to add color. I did add painter's tape to the edges because I'll be using wood glue to glue everything together, and it won't adhere well if there's paint on the wood. I waited for each section to dry, then painted the other colors. The painter's tape allowed me to get a nice crisp edge between each color. I did paint the front edge with color, but realized it wasn't needed, and I sanded it off in the end. Here you can see the exposed edges that will be glued. Next, I painted the sides of the box yellow. With that dry, I started to glue the sides in place. I allowed time for this to dry. Next, I glued the outside box together. It has no back because the back of the inside drawer will be the back. I fit everything in place before I glued it. You can see I used a thinner wood for the bottom because it will not be weight bearing and I didn't need to be any thicker. I let that dry, then glued the front. I traced around where the front needed to be placed as it needs to cover the front and sides of the bigger box. With the glue dry, I tested the fit, and perfect! The outside is going to be spray painted, so I needed to cover everything that was not going to be painted that color. I took it outside to spray paint and did a few light coats. Then I painted the rest of the inside with different colors for more of a pop. Some of the darker colors could have benefited from a white primer on the wood first, but overall it turned out pretty well and it's mostly not going to be seen. I also spray painted the back of the drawer off camera. Lastly, I added rubber pads to the bottom to keep it from scratching. It looks great and fits all my tiny games perfectly. This is my little greyhound art area and I love having this piece elevated now. And of course I have all my games now ready to play. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more projects from us, be sure to visit us at motherdaughterprojects.com and subscribe here on YouTube, click the bell and you'll be alerted to all our new videos.